Welcome back, everybody. This is Dave the Gamer. Today, wanted to make a best in slot for mages going into phase 4. Kind of what items to look for, what items to kind of prioritize on your mental list, and look at future phases and kind of see how I use this website to prepare for future phases. But let's jump into this. So the website I speak of is WoW is Classic. I love this website. It gives you a chance to look between all the different phases coming out, along with each class and, like I said, each phase. The only thing I say is like a little bit of a downside is it does not actually show you like alternatives. So I want to talk about some alternatives, things to keep in mind. If you weren't able to get this item, what could you use in the meantime? Shit like that. So let's start off. We're going to start at the top, work our way around, and I'm going to talk about some of the items. So coming off Neff, you're going to go with the Circuit of Mind Flayer. Excellent headpiece that's giving you a 2% crit. And what's beautiful for mages, and as a warlock main, super jealous, is your guys' enchant that you're going to get is 1% hit and 18 damage. I think they mixed this up when they were designing everything, but who am I? But this is awesome. So one thing you really don't have to worry about as much as being a mage is your hit, because you're going to end up getting 2% just from your enchants themselves. So this is going to go to your head and your legs. And for whatever reason, as you see over here, like I said, this website is not perfect. They do make some errors. With this, you should also have it on the legs. So why that's there, I don't know. But like I said, this is a great, stepping stone to give you a guide on, kind of the best items out there, what to do. So at this time, you got to keep in mind mages. Some of them you're going to be frost. Some might start going into fire. You're going to see more fire mages into AQ. So a lot of this is going to switch up. So this is more factoring, it looks like, as a frost, which is great for PvP anyways. Frost/arcane. So the Circuit of Mind Flayer for the neck piece, you're going to go with the Choker of the Fire Lord. An alternative to this is MC also drops a plus 18 neck in there that not as many people roll on. I actually just got the other day. Or you can get a plus 22 spell power by going off the Dark Moon Fair, turning in 1,200 tickets. So those are alternatives you could do in the meantime of waiting for the Choker of Fire Lord. For the shoulders, you're going to go Mantle of Black Cabal. Great overall damage, plus 34. I mean, what more do you want out of some shoulders? With that, you're going to put the plus 18 enchant on there. I believe all the enchants you need at least Exalted, or at least you need Exalted for. And I know for like the Presence of Sight, I think it's whatever, I forget the exact mats that go into it, but only 2 of those mats per raid drops. It's nice because the raid resets every 3 days, but for the first couple weeks, it's going to go to like tanks or DPS. Like other people are going to be more priority, so you might have to wait a little bit before you can get these enchants, just to give you a heads up. So for the back piece, you're going to go with Cloak of Consumption. You're going to get the 1% hit out of there. Now this is where I would say it's going to go to your warlocks first, but your mages are going to be second, so they're going to get their hands on that. The bloodvine set, obviously the 2% hit is massive. It still gives you some decent spell damage also. Some might argue, looking at this, why not have the 3-piece set going with the chest, the legs, and the boots? That's definitely a great option, especially looking at this. The one thing which makes no sense to me is they only have the 2-piece, so they're not even getting the reduced threat on their frostbolt of the 3-piece. So maybe they're not worried about that. I don't know their thought process behind that. I mean, at that point, I would rather go Bloodvine's chest, legs, and boots. I could see why boots, because with the Ringos, which I'll get to, the Ringos has the % hit. If that's the case, I would go like legs, gloves, and shoulders for the 3-piece so you can get the threat reduction, because with this type of damage, you're going to be pumping out some threat. So you don't want to rip it off your tank. You do have abilities to help that. But moving on with, and just want to throw it out with the cloak consumption, all of your cloaks you should have +5 resistance on, and your chests are always going to be +4 to all stats. Your bracers are going to be the bracers of arcane accuracy. And you're going to have the +7 intellect on those. This is great bracers coming off Broodlord. Your gloves, the Neverwing gloves, great gloves overall, excuse me, because it has the 1% crit on there. So, I mean, you can't really complain about that. The belt, the Mana Ignite belt, 1% crit, 25 spell power, amazing off MC. So you can't go wrong with those. The pants, you go with the Netherwind pants. I mean, I guess I see where the thought process is. If you're going for maximum damage, you're not too worried. Like you're getting enough hit that you don't need more bloodvine set between everything. And you really want the tier pieces for the crit. So I see where they're coming with that. But in the beginning, building up to this perfect gear, you're not going to have the enchants. You're not going to have all these pieces, where it might be better to get more bloodvine set for the hit in the meantime. You know, I would probably go with the bloodvine leggings or boots until you get these 2 pieces. But these are better overall. I mean, there is no doubt. Maybe you're not worried about threat as much, so that's the case. So you have to, sometimes you have to interchange depending on how your raid is. If your tank's super geared, you're probably not going to have to worry about threat. But if you're getting into a newer guild, maybe swap guilds, they're a beginning guild, and you got all this great gear, yeah, you're gonna be ripping threat like crazy. So it really depends on a lot of scenarios. Let me know in the comments below what your thought process is on all of these items. Maybe something you would do different to make it even better. Love to hear feedback. So yeah, the pants, you're going to go with the Neverwind pants, Ragnaros. I mean, pretty much every mage has these now. The boots are a little bit trickier. It's going to be off Trash in BWL, which I've yet to see them drop. So I don't know how hard it is going to be get your hands on them, but it is awesome. +40. The only downside, like I said, when you go into fire, it kind of makes these useless, and you're going to go back to bloodvine set. And with your boots, you're going to go with the minor speed boost. Now for your rings, you want the Band of Force Concentration, getting you that hit %, which is excellent. And then the Ring of Spell Power, which is +33 spell power, which is actually off MC. So 2 great rings. Going into your trinkets, the one trinket every single caster, DPS caster wants, Nephilim's Tear. This is where I think the Warlock should get this first, because obviously you could tell you guys have enough hit, but it's something everybody's going to want to get. The Nephilim's Tear going to be good the whole way up through Nax, so you definitely want to get your hands on that. And then the Mind Quickening Gem, an excellent class-specific trinket, going to give you increased casting speed of 33% for 20 seconds, and the cooldown's only 5 minutes. So you're basically going to be using that thing every single boss encounter there is. You are going to be burning through mana since you're casting a lot more, but overall these 2 are going to be massive DPS increases. And what's nice with this being class-specific is, you know, once the couple mages you roll with every week in guild raids gets it, it's going to be your turn. Where Nephilim Tier, every single mage, warlock, shadow priest, like anybody that's DPS caster is going to be fighting for this one. Enhancement, shaman, boomkins, they're all going to be trying to get their hands, you know, in the pot for that. So moving on to the Staff of the Shadow Flame. This is amazing. I think this should be priority to mages. 2% crit, 84 spell power is massive staff boost for them. And you're always going to get the 30 spell power on the staff. Now, the Touch of Chaos for the wand, it has excellent damage per second, and it gives you 18 spell power. Now, if like my guild basically controls all world bosses, so most of our frost mages have the one that's +20 to frost, which is even better than this. And I think even there is a PvP one, I forget exactly what it is, but it's like +16 or +17 to frost, you know, barely anything less. So in my eyes, I would give this wand to like your warlocks or your shadow priest or something like that before taking it as a mage. But this is nice, especially when they go to fire, that they're going to need this. So that's all of the different items that you want to look out for as a mage. Like I said, the big thing being that always keep in mind for future phases, and kind of look what items are going to make it from phase to phase. Something that, going into phase 4 here in the next week or two, if you keep an item the whole way to phase 6, that's an item that like I want to really make sure I get my hands on, because it's not going to keep getting replaced. It's something I'm keeping for a long time. So that's why I love this website. Like I said, WoW is classic. You can come up, you can look further to different phases and things of that sort, and kind of see, oh, okay, the Mind Flayer's still going to be best in slot phase 5. Same with the shoulders. What else? You're going to use the trinkets still. You're going to, and then pretty much it looks like you're going to switch up everything else. So in my eyes, that tells me I want to really make sure as a mage I'm getting my hands on the helmet and the shoulders, because those things are going to be lasting for a long time. And then going into phase 6, pretty much everything has changed, but one item, boom, the Neverland's Tear. So you want to make sure you get your hands on this trinket because you're going to be using it pretty much forever. But I hope you found this guide, helpful, and you learned something. Like I said, please leave a comment below if you thought some of the items should be different, and some other variables that you thought of that would be more beneficial. I love to hear feedback, and I got tons more content ready to be released for you guys, so stick around. But until then, game on.